Hey, man, it's 9:15. We are just 2 weeks removed now from the New England 61-Day Challenge, which by any measure was a smashing success for people both individually and collectively, as all of us as a region, as we tried to get healthy through the holidays. Joining me now to talk more about it, I'm happy to have back on the show the CEO and President of Trinity Health of New England, Dr. Reggie Eady, and a man we've featured before as one of the biggest success stories from the challenge, our colleague, Morning Director Scott McLean. Scott, thanks for joining us again. We will get to you in a second. Doctor, good to see you.
It is a pleasure. Thank you. All is well.
I remember when we were talking before, I think you had said initially the goal is to maybe to get about 500 people or so to sign up.
That was about the goal.
You guys blew through that, didn't
Oh, my goodness. 3,027.
3,027.
Miraculous.
So how, I mean, with the daily emails and tips and text messages, I mean, how many of those blasts and tips did you wind up sending out to all of them?
Wow. So we did over 100,000 daily emails, tips, words of encouragement. It averaged almost a couple thousand a day. So we were very, very impressed. We also did over 50 educational sessions where we talked about stress management, nutrition. We gave the community as best we could the tools that they needed to be successful. And wow, I mean, we've got a success story sitting next to us.
I know. Scott started early, and it is still going too. And you had a very good quote when we featured you last week. This was not just about losing weight for you. You were looking in the mirror and you saw your family history and didn't like what you saw.
That's absolutely true. My father, grandfather, and uncle all died relatively young. My grandfather and father both died at the age of 64 and 5 months. I just turned 64 in November as this program started. So that was a real sobering sort of moment to me. I knew I needed to do something because I wanted to be around for my grandchildren. My grandfather died when I was only 7 or 8. How much better would my life have been if he had been in my life, you know, when I was in my teens or 20s? My dad died when I was 39. How much better would my life have been if he was around? He never knew that I got married and had a wife and have children. I don't want that story to be my story.
Now, if you're not familiar, the challenge was to do your best to try to swear off sweets, soda, and cigarettes for the last 2 months of the year, the last 61 days. So that means you'd start on November 1st. You got started early, though, at about 273 pounds.
That's right. 273 is where I started.
Where are you now, and where do you want to go with this?
I finished the program at about 238, so that's a loss of 35 pounds in a little over 2 months. I'm still at 238 as of this morning, so I've sort of plateaued since the program started. I went up and then back down, but the key is to just get back on the treadmill on Monday. And I did that yesterday, so I'm still going, and I have a goal that's looking forward to drop some more.
Now, Doctor, you also really wanted to stress that this was a collective partnership. You're not just telling people what to do. A lot of people at Trinity Health of New England, including yourself, took the challenge right along with us.
Yes.
How did you guys do? How many people signed up, and how did you guys do?
So we did about 50% of our participants, and again, we had over 3,000 were colleagues, employees of ours, the rest from the community, and we did great. And we had a contest where we sort of took the denominator from each market, if you will, within Trinity Health of New England and Hartford. So Mayor Bronin was awarded this trophy of having the most participants in his region.
Yes, I believe. I think we have a picture. Dr. John wrote us giving him the trophy just to award that to Hartford compared to Waterbury and Springfield too. Real quick, one last thing. Are we doing this again? Well, how did you do, and are we doing this again next year?
So I did great. My weight was only about 6 pounds, with my activity, because I got back into exercise, was really what I needed to jumpstart things. We are doing it next year. I'm looking forward to a partnership with Channel 61U, and hopefully we will have many more stories, including more improvement on yours to talk about.
Yeah, and hopefully for you, it'll just be maintaining weight loss. You beat me 6 pounds. I only had about 2 or 3.
I mean, you don't have much to lose.
Yes, thank you. I'll keep telling myself that, Dr. Eady. Thank you. Scott, thank you again for sharing your story. It's great to have you.